Now, I think that we could all agree here that 2023 has been, without a doubt, the worst year of all time for Disney when it comes to the movies, when it comes to their new business models such as Disney Plus, and let's not forget about everything happening with the Disney stocks hitting a major low and how it's going to continue to get worse throughout the remainder of 2023. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. I'm also on Twitter at Mike01. I thank you also very much for the great and kind support. And let's get right into the subject revolving around the situation around Jenna Ortega and the Disney higher-ups and what's going on here. Now, we know, and we already discussed about how Rachel Zegler's position, of course, of losing a lot of roles, a lot of acting gigs over at Disney that are now being taken up by Jenna Ortega. Ortega is going back to her roots, but in the process, there's a lot of speed bumps that she's been hitting. She's been making a lot of demands, a lot of requests for Disney to drop their woke agenda on some of these characters and some of these storylines in the upcoming projects, and this is creating a very big roadblock, and we're going to be talking about the latest updates surrounding the situation. Now, we know that Ortega, her agent and manager, are really like the middle, really kind of bouncing back and forth between Disney and Jenna, trying to really settle this whole situation out. But what's even all the more unveiling has a lot to do with Disney and their perception of this whole Jenna Ortega situation. We already know what she did with Netflix and Wednesday Season 2. She wanted nothing to do with their woke, agendas with the character Wednesday about what they were about to do for Season 2. And that just goes to show you that Jenna, really does stand up for herself and for the roles that she plays. However, with Disney currently in a phase of panic between Bob Iger and the board of directors, one major development has to do with actress Jenna Ortega. Now, one significant update involves how Disney is beginning to have issues with Ortega's requests to drop all of these agendas and her roles that she is in the process of taking over that is being handled between Disney and Jenna's manager/agent. Now, Jenna recently passed down an ultimatum to her agent and manager that's being handled with Disney to drop their woke agendas for her character being discussed for the Pirates reboot for the character codenamed Stella. The reason why Disney is getting very frustrated about this and angered with Jenna's demands has to do with the fact that they are reportedly in a catch-22. Disney knows that they need an actress to lead the role as big as Jenna that is widely accepted like her to the general public to make this movie into a smashing success. At the same time, Disney would have to have much of the Pirates reboot rewritten in order for them to drop Jenna's character from holding woke elements, which would delay the process of their film releasing by a good 4 to 6 months at the max. This is the main reason why the Ortega and Disney drama happening behind the scenes is rising, because it is something that Disney is on the fence about doing right now to grant Jenna's demands. Now guys, let me just stop here quick. Now, the fact that Disney is really having an issue with this because it would create a very big brick wall for them. They would have to essentially not only delay pre-production of this movie and topple on more rewrites and stuff like that once the strikes come to an end, and whenever that is going to end is a mystery. That's also why Disney's getting very frustrated with this whole scenario. And you know what? If I were Jenna, if I were really in her position, I would drop these roles. I don't know why she's chasing for Disney. I don't know why she's even bothering to begin with. Look, I get it. She's probably going for, realizing that this is going to be a very big paycheck or a very big opportunity to expand beyond Netflix and beyond Wednesday. She probably doesn't want to get typecast as a character like that in the horror, realm, if you will, or the horror genre. She probably doesn't want to stick with that. And you can kind of see, technically Wednesday is, a horror genre, technically speaking. Between that and Scream, she definitely does want to expand. I can see why she would be chasing the Pirates reboot, but going about it through Disney is not the way to go about doing this. You could go anywhere else. You can go to Warner Brothers, you can go to expand with Universal, you can go to any other studio out there and really expand your horizons and get these different roles. You don't have to go through Disney. So that's the only problem that I have with Jenna, is that I think that she's a great actress, I think that she's a great person, but this is the one thing I disagree with her for, of what's happening right now behind the scenes, is that she is chasing these flawed roles that hold these woke agendas. She's trying to unravel them, dismantle those roles, and trying to reason with Disney. And Disney, like I said, yeah, they are in a catch-22. They know that if they get Jenna, these movies are gonna make tons of money, because they're gonna drag in a lot of Jenna fans, they're gonna drag in a lot of people that are familiar with her face, and they know that. But at the same exact time, Jenna Ortega is just pushing for the idea for them to drop these ideas, to drop these agendas. So further, this is where matters get even worse, is that by dropping their woke agenda for Ortega's Pirates character, they would need to do last-minute rewrites before putting the film into production, which they plan to do by early 2024. However, the strikes got in the way. Disney also has growing issues with Jenna over the fact that she is making the same set of demands for her new animated princess role, which is also reportedly going to be a very woke character. Jenna is seemingly trying to reform Disney and their new main roles by knowing she holds them in a catch-22 situation right now. Disney fully intends to finalize these plans and come to an agreement for Jenna, her agent and manager, to make the ultimate decision about her request by this October, as the drama continues behind the scenes with Jenna, her agent, manager, and more. Now again, I think that everything happening between her agent and manager trying to reason with Disney upon Jenna's requests here is interesting, to say the least. I would be shocked and I would be surprised if Disney drops all of their woke agendas for their movies, for their other projects in the works, and I just don't believe they're going to do it. We already know that they were willing to drop their overall strategy with the individual character of Stella in Pirates of the Caribbean reboot, but that was it. You know, the rest of the movie, they still wanted to promote their DEI agenda, which, by the way, is all heavily flawed and hypocritical and makes no sense at all. You know, their whole idea about inclusion is very flawed, because it's all about, yeah, you know, you can put these types of people except those types of people in these movies. They pick and choose. So nothing really makes sense when it comes to Disney's ideology with things, right? So, again, I think that what's going to happen in the long run, and we will be finding out more about this in October, is that I think that it's very possible that Jenna is just going to end up walking away, dropping these roles if Disney does not come to an agreement. Or the other scenario is that, yeah, Disney is going to decide to fully cave, and they're going to drop these terrible ideologies with these movies and really kind of just bring Jenna in the role to their best capability, which I think is the very more unlikable scenario. But overall, I think that at the end of the day, I would like to hear what you guys have to say about all this below in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys later.
Night to moon, we hear them moans again.